Cindy is a very old friend of mine. She's Japanese. She's a very healthy young teenager who I've been with now for about 7 or 8 years. She's been to Europe, and she's a very ambitious, nice, young, healthy girl. And rumors have it that she's a very deviant young lesbian, so we all find it very very exciting that she allows us to come inside her every night, being the fact that we are young men, young weird men be at that. So I was, at a very young age, I was actually an altar boy in the church, which I think is where I got a lot of my interest in the kind of Baroque qualities of, religiosity. So I literally, for 2 years, when I was about 9 or 10, I used to carry the cross down the aisle. That was a pretty dark time. Yeah, Virginia was pretty isolated. I mean, being who I was, I went to a little private high school, and all my friends went to the big public high school, and basically I made all my friends through skateboarding and skateboarding competitions, and I had a skateboarding magazine and just going to clubs every night, but yeah, it was a pretty lonely time. I mean, I took an art class when I was in 10th grade, and I remember I had to sit down and draw a milk bottle or something, and I actually made it look pretty real, and I brought it in, my teacher freaked out, and ever since then, I was just addicted to drawing, and that's all I did, and it was, I don't know, I think it made it feel good about myself because I could finally do something, that was something maybe I could do, for a career or something. And I wanted to get as far as I could away from Virginia, I think, and I decided to try to go to art school. Cal Arts was a very conceptually minded, abstractly oriented art school at the time. And I wanted to play in bands, and I wanted to DJ, and I wanted to do a lot of music stuff. But at nights, I was working for NASCAR Speedway as a beer salesman. Basically, my job was to break up the fights between the rival high school girls. That was amazing. Mainly, I moved here because I had the graduation show I had in art school. A gallery here offered to let me do it there, and they offered to pay me to rent a U-Haul truck and drive here. I'd been, Amsterdam, Los Angeles before that. This just seemed like the next most insanely exciting city, so I had to do it. This is a book called A Space Between. It was a show I had in 1990 in California, and then again here much later. But basically, what it was it starts with the normal 26-character alphabet, right? And it creates a very simple rule, which is that I'm going to combine every letter of the alphabet with every other letter. Let me explain how this works. Until every letter of the alphabet has been combined with every other letter in every possible combination. So as like a mathematical permutation, it's A combined with A combined with B, A combined with C, A combined with D. You use up all the permutations of A. Then it's because you've already used A and B, B combined with B, B combined with C. So basically, you can write two letters on top of each other. So then I decided, well, I want to write some words this way. So basically, what I was just saying is that the restraining rule to this whole book, and this would turn into a series of 4 volumes of books, was I can combine any two words together in the English language if they have the same number of letters into 2 words. So I would pick the 2 most difficult to combine objects, a clover and a walrus. You know, any like little 2 or 3-year-old, which is in a weird way my audience for this book, would think. So clover and walrus combined together, the 2 alphabets cross, and it creates the new alphabet. And this is clover walrus, okay? That's how you spell it. So that's clover walrus. Star of the show. There's all these little people. This is worm star, egg pig, mushroom seahorse, octopus weasels, cow die, shoe kite, book bike, fish auto, okay? Very straightforward. These are the people in our show, right? And they're in a band and they're going on tour of the world or of other worlds. Then I decide, how can I write a sentence, right? So, okay, I would like sit there for 3 hours and I go, okay, I can combine a clover and a walrus. And Clover and Walrus plays in the magical band, and his instrument is a canoe teeth. That's like what he's been practicing and learning his whole life. So the problem is the subjects match up and the verbs match up, but how the hell do I get the verbs that accord generally to the direct objects to match up? So I would sit there for like 3.5 hours trying to say one sentence because I was like that, my restraining system and repressive forces of the world were that strong on me. So it just lucked out, and you happen to brush his teeth and paddles canoe. So finally we can say a sentence. Clover walrus, brushes paddles, canoe teeth.